So welcome back. This is session 2 of our Null York City campaign prologue. It's going to set the tone before we start our longer campaign in October. Let me introduce our players, starting over here with my friend.
Hey, I'm Bryce. I'm playing Rizzo the Rat.
Hey, I'm Jensine. I'm playing the biohacking graveyard witch Mother Sary.
Hey, I'm Tyler, boss. I'm playing Dang Rusty.
Hey, I'm Magnus, and I'm playing Roos Core Muscle, Nick Brooks. I say Duncan. Nick Brooks.
Yeah, I don't know where that Duncan came from either. It's okay. It happens, you know? So in case you weren't watching last time, our last session involved these 4 Shadowrunners getting a job offer for a sort of infiltration assassination mission. They traveled to a East European noise venue called Skin, where they met with the venue's owner, Dragovich, who is kind of notorious in the New York City nightlife scene. As part of like Russo Corp's special exception treaty, they allow drugs and they allow them to stay open all night, so it's a wild ride. But down below, there's a Faraday cage, which is more of a nice Baroque, fancy, clean space where Dragovich conducts all of his business. So you all met there, and you were given a job to assassinate a high-value prisoner named only 0496. This prisoner belonged to the Michigan penal system and is being transferred down to Florida via Amtrak. The trains are incredibly high security, being protected by Lockhart Security, a security agency tied to Lockheed Aerospace and Psychiatrics. But the train needs to make a 3-hour layover in Penn Station in New York City. And I think we ended with all of you in a room above the bar, private room, where you discussed plans to talk to your contacts, see if you can get any more information. Because I think right now the only information you have is what I just said and a map that Dragovich diligently downloaded from the Penn Station Visitor Center online. With that done, we all agreed you stayed out last night. This bar, you had 2 drink tickets each, if I recall. So it's now the next day. You're supposed to meet up around lunchtime. But let's just jump into some of that contact action. So I know that Rizzo the Rat and Dang Rusty were the 2 characters that had some context they had to follow up on. Which one of you 2 wants to call your contact first? Dang? Give me your context. Where are you at when you go and hit up your contact?
Well, after a rousing evening last night, I did need to go home and go to bed, so I went home and did that. Now, we said lunchtime, correct?
Yes.
Was when we were going to meet?
Yeah.
Oof, this is going to be a close one. I definitely woke up at about 11 o'clock.
Okay, right.
Realizing that I needed to go and contact my friends at the Salino and Barnes firm, my employers, where I do some of my process serving. So I hop in the Flying Tomato and I thoom on over there.
You just zip on by, going as fast as you damn can.
Oh yeah, I put on my it's a relic, but I have one of the old, lights you can put on.
You
top
put a light on top. You've got your handicap thing at the front.
Oh yeah, so I can park. Yeah,
So
I got my.
park. And what, you drive over there and just like zip right into the spot?
Yeah, well, I mean, I park at across 2 different handicap spots.
At a jaunty angle.
Can you give me a intuition plus drive test for me, please?
Absolutely.
Because I think you're heading from where you live. You're heading from Brooklyn in the Bushwick area, and you're trying to zoom all the way over to Herald Square, 34th Street. You have an hour before you have to meet up with. An hour or 2 before you have to meet up with everybody else. And if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 different contacts you want to hit up. They're not both at Salino, Barnes & Barnes. Is that correct?
Correct. That was 1 success.
All right, 1 success. So you, the Flying Tomato, it's a precious card to you, but part of its personality is how it gets dinged up. It gets danged around a little bit.
It does get danged.
Well, let's say you jump a few curbs in a couple places. You get yelled at a couple times. Yeah. But the suspension, it's taken worse. Yeah. And let's say that you,
especially when there's 2 passengers in the car. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Yeah.
The suspense is killing me.
That's how you test those hydraulics. Yeah. So you So you pull up you're near Herald Square, you're near 34th Street in Manhattan. There is a parking spot, technically. It's in a bus loading zone, but there's no cars in it. And you do have that handicap sign, and it's right in front of Salino Barnes and Barnes. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it was like it was meant to be.
All right.
Yeah, I pull right in there.
Okay. Yeah, you pull in, and as you're walking in, there's a person on the street who kind of says, "Oh, you can't park there."
I say it's okay. I'm a process server.
You're inside the building now. All right. This is one of those pretty ritzy buildings. Salino Barnes and Barnes. It's been around for a long time. It's evolved. It's changed with the times.
Sure.
The Matrix crash of the 2030s really it helped out Salino Barnes and Barnes. It let them consolidate.
They had a lot of claims.
Yeah, and that nepotism angle that they really pushed through really helped out. It kept a lot of the prices in-house,
Sure. I mean, after the record-setting course case of Salino v. Barnes, Dawn of Justice, it was when they joined their houses to create the ultimate law firm, I think.
Right.
We all can be grateful for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, out front in the security center out front, you've got, your scanners on either side going to the elevators that you need an RFID tag. That's either an employee tag or a visitor sticker to go through. Otherwise, the alarms go off. Mm-hmm. But right in front of you, sitting at the security desk, is your good friend Guard Chunk, who's just right there. He's picking at his fingernails like he loves to do, and you can see by the way he's moving his feet that he's already kicked off his loafers. You just can't see it from your angle, but you know that those toes are playing with the carpet underneath.
Yeah. Can I smell it? Or does he keep it clean?
Hey, if you wanna roll a perception or take a couple successes on that.
Yeah, well, I have a.
I feel read by this character.
Yeah, I'll take a success.
Okay, I think you I don't want to be too presumptuous, but it's possible that you smell the effort of a pumice stone to get off some of those calluses recently.
And how's Chunk Scout doing?
How's Chunks? I mean, he's sitting deep, but he's looking comfortable.
Oh, that's my boy.
All right.
So I walk right on up to Chunk. I say, "Hey, Chunk, how you doing, my friend?"
He goes, hello, Mr. Dang. How are you today? He says he puts his nail clipper down. One of his nails still hanging off slightly. He brushes some powdered sugar off his mouth and smiles at you real big. One of his eyes kind of listing a little bit to the left as he looks at you.
Gotta go. I need to go and see our fair employers, either Salino and Salino or Barnes and or Barnes.
Well, Barnes and or Barnes isn't here today, but Salino came in early. Something about a water polo accident and a bunch of claims that came through.
Oh, wow. God bless water polo.
Apparently, an AC unit fell in, electrocuted the whole team.
Oh, that is quite the tale, Chunk.
I mean, it might be bad for some people, but it's great for Mr. Salino and Barnes and or Barnes.
And Barnes and or Barnes. Yeah, well, that's what we want to hear. We're here to help these people. So is it all right, Chunk, if I go on up?
Oh, absolutely, tootly. And prints off a little piece of paper. It's kind of a thick piece of paper. Hands it to you and goes, "That'll get you right through the systems. And, I'm sure you can expect more work after this. They're keeping me flushing pumice stones if they keep having these water polo accidents."
Well, Chunk, that's good to hear. And you enjoyed jelly one on me, and I flick him a quarter.
Yeah, he tries to catch it. He does one of these, and he almost falls out of his chair, gets it, waves it at you. Not sure if you see that, but, yeah.
I wink, and glint my tooth.
He goes, "Shucks," and goes back to clipping his nails. This time with his teeth. And yeah, there you are. You're in the elevator, all up Salino.
What, the 356th floor?
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And eventually they're going to get to that 365th, so it's a floor for every day of the year.
Yeah,
but they're not quite there yet.
Some people think we're at the tippity top. I say we're only halfway up. So.
Well, damn. I mean, that's why they love you. So you get inside Salino. You see Amy Rose right there, of course, sitting in front of the desk. Mm-hmm. You walk in, you hear the ding dong as you walk onto the little mat on the ground that says Salino and Barnes, and then underneath that, painted in, it says and Salino and Barnes.
Yeah.
injury attorneys.
Yeah.
And Amy looks at you and goes, "Oh, well, Mr. Dane, we weren't expecting you today. But of course we could always find work for you."
Oh, yeah, that would be wonderful, Amy. I also have a job prospect I need to talk to with Salino, if I might.
Well, I'll look to see if he's busy. And she leans down and starts moving through an augmented reality display as you see behind Mr. Salino coming out of the bathroom with his tie tucked into his pants, with a cup of coffee and a donut in his hands.
I waved to Salino.
He looks around as if he's been, caught doing something bad, and he goes, "Oh, Dane! Ha! Good to see you, my boy! We don't have any jobs for you right now. What are you doing here? We didn't call you in."
Oh, Salino, it's I actually might have something for you. I'm always on the prowl trying to help you folks out. So I was wondering if we could step into your office.
Well, I'm flush with water polo incidents in the morning, but I can set you up with Nigel.
No, I'm gonna roll persuasion on this.
All right.
To try and charm him. That's gonna be a hot 3.
All right, you got a hot 3. I glitched. So, so at your insistence of not speaking to Nigel, blustered, he goes, "Oh!" And he drops his donut, but into his coffee, which he then looks down and goes, fortuitously, he goes, "Well, all right, dang, I guess I could spare several moments. I hope this is about water polo, because I've got water polo on the mind."
Oh, yes, it's water polo adjacent.
He goes, "Well, that's excellent," he says, pulling his tie out of his pants and untucking some of his shirt as he goes, attempting to tuck it back in as he walks you into his office, and pulls the blinds, scoots around to the back of his office, and points out some of the new autographed baseball cards that he has in his display off to the right, warning you not to touch them with your dirty fingers.
That's fair. My fingers are quite dirty, and they are quite a piece of merchandise. I take a seat in front of his desk.
All right. He goes, "Well, what can I help you with? I'm a very busy man, of course.
Yes,
as you
of course. I was wondering, Mr. Salino, have you ever had need of Lockhart security?
Well, I've dealt with them many times. Many incidents involving collateral damage. We've won none of those suits, but we've taken many people's money in the attempt."
That's great to hear. I was wondering, have you ever heard of one convicted felon needing to have an entire 24-person team of Lockhart? That'd be an expensive run, right?
It'd be extraordinarily expensive. This must be one extremely cool person.
Right, and I was thinking it might be a good opportunity. You could, this person, he could be wrongly convicted. He could have a personal injury against Lockhart. This could be real money for you. Think about the clients, if they could put it up against Lockhart, what you could take from them.
You're saying a full complement of Lockhart security.
24.
24! His tie, shoots up and then shoots back down. He goes, it's an E-tie, monomeric tie.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it, but it's a new tie. It judges the emotions of the room and it emulates accordingly. It costed a lot of money. I will say, 24 Lockhart security, why, that could be as much as 2, perhaps 3 polo teams all going down in a single flight.
That's what I'm saying. You were talking about polo cash. Now, what I'm thinking is, so he's coming through New York. He's only going to be here for 3 hours on the Amtrak. I was thinking we could maybe get you a meeting.
I'd love to have a meeting. Where is he going to be?
He's going to be at Penn Station. Beautiful building.
Just Penn Station. That is a beautiful building. Okay, so, what more details do you have? He pulls out his AR, starts tapping on it, throws it away, and then takes out a pen and paper and starts jotting down in giant script. He writes Penn Station, fills up the page, turns to the next page.
I'm going to say leave Friday open. It's going to be on...
Tomorrow, okay? Leave it open? All right.
Leave Friday open. We don't have I'll have a...
Amy, am I doing anything on Friday? I can't hear her in here. I forgot I got this room soundproofed.
Leave Friday. I'm going to get you an exact time soon.
Okay.
We're only going to have a 3-hour window to be able to make this happen. But I'm going to hit you up throughout the day. We'll get it set up. We're going to get you in there, and we're going to make you that 3 polo type of money.
I'm going to take a shower tonight. This is so exciting. Should I, you know what, but just between you and me, I've needed a win for a long time. Can you not tell Barnes & Barnes about this?
Salino, you know me. I'm a Salino. I'm not a Barnes and/or Barnes.
I've been eating medium soups for quite a while, and I'd like to go back to large.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, keep me in the loop. I would absolutely love to force my way in and make some money off of this person's,
Horrible circumstance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. I know nothing about... Is there anything I can look up on my end?
If you please. I mean, I can give you some more information, and I don't feel like Can I give him the information I have?
What, like, just list it off?
That it's Lockhart, yeah. The
Lockhart Security.
Aerospace and psychiatry. These are the people coming from Michigan, going to Florida, everything holdover. You could do your research, but I'll have more for you.
And the prisoner number.
And, 0496.
0496.
Yeah, and see what you can find. I'm going to try and get some more information for you, too, but I think it's a good claim.
It sounds like a wonderful claim. I think I'm going to go home early today, just because I'm so excited about this.
It's not even the crack of noon. You get out of here.
Shall we take the elevator together?
Oh, I would love that. They
All
play
right.
that song I like.
And you leave out together, and as you're going, you find a fully, like, battle armored up member of the NYPD LLC with a, like, assault rifle strapped to their back, a taser on one side, and a club in their hand, writing a parking ticket to you. But Salino runs up, recognizing, of course, the tomato.
The flying tomato.
The flying tomato.
Yeah.
And runs up and gets into an argument, claiming a threat to sue the city. That goes on for quite long enough, and then Salino gives you a wink
And
as you get into the car, and then asks, "Can I get a ride home?"
I will drive Salino home. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Where does Salino live? He probably...
Well, the former Upper East Side.
Yeah.
Now it's called the Upper East Side of the East Side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I check him there.
All right.
I tap my forehead twice to pull up my cell phone, and I'm gonna give my contact, my fixer, a call.
All right. Where are you in this moment? Are you back home? Are you in the bar? Are
I'm
you
in-
getting driven back?
No, it was too late to call my fixer at
Okay.
night, but first thing in the morning, 9 a.m., I've woken up, I'm in my apartment, and I give my friend Fozzie a call.
All right. Are you like in bed still? Are you?
No, I've showered, I've shaved. I don't really have to shave, but, you know, I at least put on my perfumes and scents.
Put one of those Home Alone.
Yeah, I need to feel a sting every morning to remember that I'm alive.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you dial the comlink in, and a voice comes through responding. It goes, "Waka waka, bitch. This is Fozzie. What's up?"
Hey, Fozzie, got a job, got some information I need from you.
Okay. What do you need?
Well, alright. First, I would like to know who is prisoner 0496, who is part of the Michigan prison that's on their way transporting prisoners down to Florida this Friday.
You're saying a lot of things. Can you give me a little context? I mean, I hired you for a job, but I don't know any of these details. 0496 got a prison that they're from?
I do not know what prison they're from. I know the prison is from Michigan. It's from the Michigan penal system.
Okay. All right. You know where they're going?
They're going to Florida
Okay. And they're traveling
over Amtrak this Friday.
this Friday. Okay. All right. All right. So you want me to try to find out who this person is? Anything else?
Yeah, I would also like to know an employee manifest from Lockhart Security that's going to be on that transport as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Should I be looking up inventory as well?
Yeah, that would be great if you could find inventory. I'd also really love to know what prisoner 0496 has in relation to Russo Corp.
All right. You're cutting me a blank check, it sounds like. You just want all the information you can get.
Give me everything you got.
Oh, this is why I give you jobs, because you pay it all back to me. Okay. I'll dial you up. I'll tag your comm when I get it. And he
Sounds good.
disconnects.
I continue to get dressed, and I'm going to eventually meet up with everyone.
So we'll say it's now noon.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to have to contact somebody to have them let me know what we're supposed to meet.
Oh, yeah. Where are you all meeting up? Rizzo, I feel like you know locations in the city. Where are you suggesting everybody meets?
We're meeting at the Yale Club.
The Yale Club.
Yeah.
So 42nd Street.
Yeah.
Right near Grand Central.
Yes.
All right. Did you go to Yale?
No.
But you just haven't
I
been there?
assume that if they are competent at this job, we can all get into the Yale Club.
Oh, okay. So is your implication that you're all gonna get into the Yale Club by any means necessary?
Yes.
Why do we keep having to meet up in places where a dirt person is probably not allowed?
I guess so you don't have a phone number.
I don't have a fucking phone number.
But as part of the collective unconscious, what are you doing in your room the morning before the trip?
Oh, I am...
In Glendale Cemetery. Scene, Glendale Cemetery, under the mausoleum, near your pot of iron. And
my bed of straw. I rise from my bed of straw, and I perform my morning awakening ritual in which I draw power from the ground. I wipe the beetles and centipedes off of my body, and I roll over to the beet cellar where I begin to prepare the healing roots that I know we're probably going to need for this run. And I clean my gun, and I think, I really hope somebody can fit this in their car.
Can you describe your gun, please?
It's got a big old tripod, and a huge barrel with a bunch of stickers on it that belonged to the person that left it in the cemetery.
Oh, they left it in the cemetery?
It was dumped.
Okay.
Assuming after some sort of crime spree.
It's a big gun.
It's a big gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a famous weapon that people have been looking for a long time as a component to an unsolved.
Sure, it's a
case.
celebrity gun.
It's
Absolutely.
A celebrity gun,
yeah. Okay, so you go and you prepare your healing roots.
Yes.
And I while you're there, you hear a heavy footfalls coming down steps into your cellar. And you feel the distinct coldness emanate into the room, an indication of the gravedigger arriving into your home.
Oh my! I curtsy.
Mother Sary. Like, as if it's deadly cold, steam rising from their mouth, teeth chattering, hood pulled over their face so you see nothing but the beard and the rotten teeth, hands gnarled over a shovel. Mother Sary, you are wanted at noon at the Yale Club.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Good luck, Mother Sary.
And wait, sir, ye old gravedigger, do you have any insights for me into how this day will go? And if I can know anything there is to know?
The Yale Club will not take kindly to you and the bugs which you carry. Subterfuge, guile, a bit of cleverness will get you through. Listen, learn, act on your instincts. Mother Sary, we will discuss tomorrow when you go on your mission. Tomorrow.
I was really hoping you would rhyme bugs you carry with Mother Sary. That's my name.
That's your thing. I don't do rhymes. And you blink, and he's gone.
Shite. Well, I certainly do not appreciate having to cleanse, nay, strip my form of the sources of my power and the scent of my life force, but alas, I must. So I go to the YMCA, and I take a shower, and I steal somebody's clothes from their locker.
Okay, so I normally would require like dice rolls for this, but I feel like you've got that kind of like old creepy lady vibe that people just give you a wide berth
Out of space.
and just kind of let it happen.
Yep.
All right, what clothes did you end up stealing? You know what? Let's roll for clothes.
Sure.
Let's get a
Yeah,
perception
that's great.
test from you, and
that's
you know what? What do you need to roll? What's your? Let me roll it for you. What's your perception?
it's 4.
Perception plus intuition.
8.
You got 2 successes. What kind of clothes did you get?
I think I got like an regular elastic old lady outfit with sneakers.
So, what color?
Salmon.
Like a jogging suit?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And how's your hair? Is it just like down and horrible?
I conceal it with my shawl. There's no way that the bugs are coming out of that.
Okay. Got it. All right. Okay. Well, Dang, I want to come back to you again because you still wanted to contact somebody else, right?
At the current moment, I would have liked to, but I think I do need to meet up with my friends at wherever we're supposed to be meeting up.
Okay.
But nobody's called me, and no one gave me their number except for Nick here.
Okay.
I guess I text Nick, and I say, "Sup."
At what time did you text me, by the way?
11:59 and 23 seconds.
Dang, what's your location?
Currently in the Upper East Side.
Okay. Don't think you'll make the Yale Club in 40 seconds, alright?
Oh, well, is that a challenge?
If you want to take it that way, gladly.
Sounds like it is. I speed to the out.
All right. Let's get that dice roll from you. Meanwhile, Nick, how do you get into the Yale Club? What time do you arrive? And let's handle
Well,
it.
sorry, so does he texted me about the Yale Club? I presume he said like we meet at the Yale Club that he communicated with me.
I do have your comm link, so yeah, I did message you directly.
In the
I figured
morning?
you would take care of everybody else.
Oh, okay. So like maybe after you call Fozzie there.
Around 10:30, I texted you.
All right, yeah. At around 10:30, I probably would have been in Penn Station by then.
Okay. Oh, you're already at Penn Station.
Well, yeah, because what I did is get up early
All right.
and start staking out Penn Station. Try and work out, okay, who are the cleaners, who are the people who tend to come in like on the regular,
Okay.
and and see exactly like where the physical checkpoints are. So like,
Okay. Absolutely. All right. Can you give me a research investigation?
I
roll?
probably want to. I'm doing this like. I'm going there.
Oh, I know.
Physically going.
But you're investigating. You're paying attention to what's going on.
No, so I'm looking out for where the guards are. So
You've been making an argument this is a perception test?
yeah.
I think I gotta make it research investigation.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down with the perception test for like where there are scanners and stuff,
Yeah.
but I think for the larger information, for example, I don't know if you can tell who the regular cleaners are after one day. So give me a research test on that one.
So not like, but I can tell which company they're from.
Absolutely. Give me a research investigation.
Okay.
Quick question. Have I slept off?
Harold,
And logic.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Well.
Well, no, I would actually say intuition because you're.
1, 2, 3.
I'd call it intuition.
Have I slept off my one stun from casting bugs on people?
Roll body plus willpower, but almost certainly.
Thank you.
Okay. 1 success.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So you there you've noted some of the security, some of the places that are higher security. A lot of this is stuff that is pretty intuitive as you're walking around. Like this place is designed. It's an old commuter space, you know, in this nice old building. So a lot of the tech has been kind of like jumped on top of other tech. We'll get into the specifics when we're all in the room together, so we can go over the
Yeah.
map.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
for right now, yeah, we'll come back to the results of that die roll. But
Yeah, because I want to see, because I know like where the blank spots are. And I want to see, okay, well, where are there any doors going towards that blank spot?
gotcha. Okay,
So-
absolutely. So
Anyway.
let's come back to that.
Yep. And yeah, then I get text from Rizza.
Rizzo, yes.
And yeah, then I make my way across to the Yale Club.
Okay. So you get there. There's a bouncer outside of the Yale Club, and I mean, how are you dressed?
I've got my suit on,
Okay.
but I don't go in through the front door.
Okay. How do you go in?
I go. I mean, are there any open windows? Or
Not on the street side.
Mhm.
As in on the street side, everything's pretty sealed and it's all pretty public, and it's the middle of the day.
Mhm.
But you know, if you want to roll me a perception and see if there's any way to get onto the other side of the building,
Yep.
I'm happy to have you do it. Rizzo, meanwhile, how do you get into the Yale Club?
I am also going to sneak around to the side using a stealth. And then
Stealth.
yeah, a stealth.
Give me a perception test for that.
Why
A
did you
perception test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I mean, you could talk your way in, probably.
Why did you pick a place you can't get into yourself?
It's a test for everyone.
Give me
I'm a
perce-
consummate professional. I don't know about you guys.
Give me a perception. Perception,
Yeah,
intuition,
I'm
or
gonna-
research and intuition.
I'm gonna just take the 4 to 1.
All right, how many successes is that?
I have 7.
All right, so you're taking one
So I take
success.
1 success.
Okay, yeah, you find there's an alley that combs around back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's an alley that comes around back near where they take out the trash. There's a fence that sort of blocks it off, but the fence is unlocked. You can make your way back there. Can you give me a stealth check?
Yeah.
4 successes. Well,
Oh, okay. So yeah, you also notice the same. You notice the same door, and looking around the street, you wait for a moment where you just know nobody's watching you, and you slink in, find your way in the back, and around the back there are several means of entry. There's a fire door. There's a door into the kitchen. There is a fire escape that goes up to a second level. But you also notice behind some boxes is a small window, but not too small, that goes into a bathroom.
I was looking for the bathrooms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I get an escape artist plus finesse? The bathroom is small enough that not everybody could fit through it. But
I got 2 successes on my stealth roll.
okay, all right. So you managed to.
Can I just take 3 successes on that?
Absolutely. You hoist yourself through the bathroom. You get through without not too much fuss on your suit, and now you're in the fancy bathroom of the Yale Club.
Straighten myself, wash my hands, and just step out.
All right. And do you just take a seat where it's convenient?
Yes.
All right.
I try and catch the eye of the waiter and get myself a virgin cocktail.
Perfect. Okay, so you stealth around back. Not so much looking around. You're just like being chill,
Yeah,
calm.
I'm
You walk
peeking.
through. All right. And you walk through the back, and you do not see the same window that he saw with his 4 successes, but you do see a door into the kitchen, and a fire door in the round back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in through the kitchen.
All right.
I'm gonna unlock the door.
Doors open.
I
move
don't
up
even
to
have
open
to try.
Nope.
This is easy pickings. Easy peasy pickings.
So do you just walk on through?
Well, I'm gonna crouch and stealth through the kitchen.
So so you're gonna try to not be seen, as opposed to act like you should be there.
Yeah.
All right. I think you know what? With that 2 stealth roll, I think we're good. I think you wait for a moment where dishwasher's back is turned. Maybe you wait for the door to be opened by somebody taking some trash out. You slink in through the door,
Yeah.
move your way through, and then find yourself ducking into a large, ornate, wood-polished room, and you see Nick Brooks over here sitting and sipping a cocktail.
Nick, I'm glad I can count on at least one of our team to get in here.
Oh, why? I mean, it's a club.
That's the right answer. What are you drinking today?
Just a virgin margarita. They're pretty tasty here.
Virgin
Expensive.
margarita. I'll have one of those as well.
Do you say that
Make
to the waiter?
mine a double.
Okay. All right, let's cut to Mother Sary now. How do you get to the Yale Club, Mother Sary?
So I I take the train.
Yep. You use you swipe your Metro
I
card.
swipe my Metro card, which I have, updated because
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Yep. It doesn't work. There's nothing to swipe.
This whole thing makes me really uncomfortable. It's not frequent that I go on jobs anymore these days. I spend a lot of time gaining energy from the ground and connecting with the psychic forces in the graveyard. This whole thing kind of sucks a little bit.
So the MTA artificial intelligence distresses old lady in distress and turns the turnstile for you and lets you get onto the train.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you noticed that,
Nope.
but the train's turnstile opens up. You get on board the train. Do you know how to take the trains?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's say you make your way to Grand Central Station. You're right near the Yale Club.
So I'm going to try to persuade the doorman that I am a fuddy-duddy little old lady who's here to see my lovely, successful grandson.
The tall, sort of like gaunt, impressive-looking young man looks and says, "Oh well, could you say who your son is?" He pulls up an augmented reality display. Not that you can see it or understand it because you have no cyber eyes or anything. And starts scrolling through a list of names and says, "Who is your son?"
Oh, you know him. He's tall, glasses, blonde hair. You know him. You must. He comes here all the time.
Can you roll persuasion
Yay.
plus presence or charm? I'd let you choose.
They're both the same stats.
Okay.
That's
Would I be arriving at this point too?
Let's see what happens here.
4 successes.
All right. He kind of like scrolls
Freaking
through,
powerful.
closes the thing down, and says, "Blonde with glasses, you say?" He sounds like a lovely boy.
At least I think so. I'm just so very old, and I'd like to see him at least one more time. I mean, if you see you with these old balls, oh dear.
He kind of like starts looking around, not knowing what to do. You can tell he's in his 20s. He's not like doesn't that high up. He goes, "Okay, well, can I just get your name and I'll put it into the system and then."
Yes, it's Patsy Cline.
All right, Patsy Cline, and I put a flag next to your name to alert you whenever your son shows up. And I think, yes. Why don't you get a drink on us, Patsy?
Could you take me up to the dining room, please, young good sir?
I'm sorry, I need to man that. You know what? I'll go get somebody. Or I'll send for somebody if you'll just wait right here. And that's right when you show up. So where do you park? There's a nice place in front of a fire hydrant, like right outside the club.
Yeah, that seems good.
Okay,
It's
wonderful.
crazy that these spots are always open.
Absolutely. So Dang, you pull up with a screech.
Yeah.
And
I was coming in hot too with my 2 successes.
and just as you're okay, and just as he is like scrolling up, he looks up and hears the screech.
I crawl.
My grandson!
I crawl out of my window to get out of the car and roll it back up, and I walk straight into the club doors, or attempt to.
Let's roll etiquette plus presence.
Does he hear me say my grandson?
Let me tell you, that actually
Would it be etiquette? I'm sort of doing this like you ever like.
No, it's
into
etiquette. You're acting like you belong
Oh,
here.
okay,
like
okay.
you are, like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're too good for both your grandmother and for the Yale Club.
I got 2 1s out of 4 dice.
Okay, and did you get any successes?
Nope.
Okay, so you critically glitch. All right, so
No.
all right, so I also critically glitched. Okay, so all right, so
I'm misunderstanding.
okay, so you
Just
walk
sit down.
forward. He tries to put his arm up to block you, and what do? Of course.
Huh? I high five him and keep going.
You high five him. He grabs your hand to try to grab you.
Yeah.
The thrust of you keep going. You pull him into the door, which makes him fall onto your legs. You both fall down. You create a large clamor that sets off like an internal like intruder alarm. Aggressive force used at entryway. And almost immediately a much bigger, older-looking man, also wearing a suit, with his hand in his pocket, like rushes out and says, "What's going on here?" Now you two hear the alarm in the back of the room, and you see this commotion happening up front.
Your doorman here, he knocked me down. It's not very professional of him.
Sounds like Dang's arrived.
Ethan, is this the case? Did you? Well, he was trying to just walk on in, sir.
Well, how else do you enter a building, young man? I don't know how they do it in your day, but in mine, we open it and then walk through.
Sir, are you a member?
Are you?
Let's get a little bit. What do you want to throw at this thing?
I want to throw I want to be a little wry, a little devil may care, kind of like. Maybe he isn't. Yeah, he must be a Yale member with charisma like this. If nothing else, maybe he belongs.
Is this an intimidation? Would you say?
I would say this is a persuasion or an I think I'm
I
trying
don't
to
think it's persuasion at this point. You're lying.
Okay. So yeah,
I think intimidation.
intimidation plus what? Presence?
Intimidation plus, in this instance, charm.
Charm.
Yeah. No, presence.
I don't
Presence.
think it's deception.
I think it's intimidation. He's trying to act like I belong here.
Yeah,
Do
sure.
you work here? You know.
Could you add one of us to the membership database of the Yale Club?
Absolutely.
2 successes.
I'm gonna start hacking.
All right. Yeah. Let's get a code breaking plus logic plus sleaze. You got 2 successes. Okay. He got 3. So he says, "I'm not a member, but I work here." And he goes, if you just bring up your credentials, this can all be sorted out. Ethan, why don't you go up front? Then he looks at you, Mother Sary, and he goes, "Ma'am, feel free to come in. I'm sorry for the disturbance."
I got
Oh, it's no
5
worries.
successes.
5 successes? Okay, let me roll that against.
I'm just here to meet my grandson in the dining room.
All right. So here's what happens. You manage to sleaze your way into the system. So now that you're in the system and you have high access, what do you want to make yourself a member?
I'm gonna make all 4 of us members.
You want to make all 4 of you members?
Yeah.
Okay. Then can I get a software plus data processing plus logic? And because you're doing this for all 3 of you, give me a -4 to that roll, please.
4 successes.
All right, 4 successes. You sleaze your way into the system without raising any alarms, and then you quickly update the database using information that you stole from everybody yesterday when you were in the club room upstairs. You've got everything. You made this immaculate, even down to the degree of their system identification numbers that are tagged to his Motorola Razr and your burner Motorola
Well,
Razr.
you might have a bit of a problem getting me cleanly into the system because of
I suppose so.
Motorola-only.
But he's got cyber eyes. You can wink a pic of him, throw it in there.
Yeah.
From their own bar.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, he's a big fan. All right, so here you are, dang Rusty. He's asking for credentials. You do actually are in the system now, but goddamn, you don't know that.
Anyway, do you tell me that you got us in?
Yeah. We don't have to worry that.
Okay.
Let's see what they do.
What do you do, Nick? Do you see what they do, or do you act?
I'll walk up.
Okay.
I'll ask. Look, we want to keep things clean. I'll shoot it across. See what's up. I'll
Okay.
try and pull him out of there.
All right. So you approach, and the man, the larger man with an air of authority, turns and looks at you and says, "Oh, sir, don't worry. This is all being taken care of."
Taken care of. I don't know what. Hey! I know this fella. He's yeah.
Look, dang.
He's the
Stop
one.
giving this man trouble.
He was the one who told me to come.
Anyway, apologies for my friend. He's ever so impetuous. I mean, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't hear the stories of who we got to up in our Yale years. But look,
Yeah.
here. Sorry for the trouble. I passed him the $5 note, and
He takes the note and he says, "I appreciate the courtesy. I will need to see his credentials to come in."
of
He calls
course.
out.
Just check your systems. His name is Dang Rusty.
He takes a step back cautiously and says, "Just wait here one moment." He pulls out his augmented reality display, starts flipping through, pressing in some buttons, and then you see a look of genuine disbelief come across his face as he goes, "Well, dang Rusty, I apologize.
That's right, you do.
I will have to alert you that your car is illegally parked in front of a fire hydrant, but I can easily have Ethan valet it for you."
Your boy who ran into my legs? Yeah, I should hope so. Now, the way he's gonna have to do it is when you put you gotta jimmy it. You really gotta give it a jimmy.
Yeah, James
And if I see one scratch or dent on that car,
wasn't there before.
it's gonna be hell to pay.
He goes, "Well, I'm very sorry, sir. Ethan, you heard the man. Jimmy the car and put it somewhere properly,
You're
and
gonna
don't
have
get
to
any
climb through
scratches
the
on it."
window to get in. But when you do that, use the coat. There's a coat hanger. You just put that. You'll figure it out.
Let's get across.
The man turns away, and then the tough-looking man sees Ethan scurry into the car. You hear it start to purr like you know it does, and then he kind of recedes back to the place he came. Shortly after you're all sitting down, though, a staff member comes up and says, because of the trouble, complimentary mozzarella sticks for the table. And puts them on the table and says, with, of course, house special sauce. It's a marinara. And then wanders away. And also drops off your virgin margarita double, which means they put twice the simple syrup in it.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. You can feel your teeth just like
Jangle. Drink it. Let me get a Bloody Mary. If I can get one of those.
Dang, I think you should probably slow down.
You're all drinking.
Yeah, well, we got here on time and we didn't cause a ruckus getting in the door.
Well.
And can I get anything for you? And can I get anything for you?
Oh, an iced tea with lemon, please. And as soon as he turns around, I say, listen, fellas. I'm an eldritch dirt witch. Look at me. I can't fucks with this. We need to meet at more neutral locations in the future.
You can't get into a simple club like the Yale Club. I don't have much hope for you as a Shadowrunner.
Well, my son, I certainly did. I'm just saying we need to do what works for all of us if we're going to work on this run together smoothly and successfully.
I agree. A certain amount of respect should be shown. Anyway.
How'd
Thank
you
you,
get
Sonny.
in?
Easy peasy.
That's not an answer. How'd you get into the building?
Through the back door.
Through what?
Just walking around.
The back door? What, like through a kitchen? Like
Yeah.
a rat in a kitchen? I guess they're gonna have to lower their letter grade. Ratatouille. It's a good film.
It's an easy club to get into. Anyways.
Uh,
You guys
you-
talk to your friends?
Oh!
Ratatouille.
I do actually. I got a plan. I went and talked to my boy Salino at the Salino Barnes or Barnes firm, and
You calling me sleazy?
well, the world takes all tops. He may be able to get us in to Penn Station with the prisoner under the guise of being his attorney.
We don't even know who the prisoner is yet.
But we're working on it. But I
I
gotta
have
send you.
asked. Yes, I have tried to figure out.
What have you done? I've gone and talked to my very good
I'm
friend.
waiting on
I've got us
information
away
as
into the
we
building.
speak. I got it coming. I got everything we could
Yeah,
possibly
if
need.
it's
I got
in butts,
employee
we can't even
manifests.
what's, then every day
I
would be
got-
under Dunkfest.
We'll find out later tonight. Dunkfest 2002. Electric Boobaloo.
What's your loyalty and connection on Fozzie there?
Oh, Fozzie and I have a very close connection. Fozzie is looking on the wrong side of the sheet. No, I was looking on the right side.
So, are you telling me that you've been flapping your guns about
Yeah, they are.
our job to all and sundry?
No, just Salino and Salino.
Fozzie is a
Okay.
4 loyalty and a 6 connection.
I took him home early.
He knows the signature.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna get a call. You're gonna get a
Oh,
ping.
my brain's buzzing.
Yeah, you're getting a ping from
It sounds like one of those loud, like,
but in
but
your
everyone can hear it.
brain. It comes straight from your skull.
Yeah.
You didn't leave it on. You
No.
just-
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mute my. Yeah.
Yeah, and the signal's coming in from Fozzie's giving you a call. You want to answer?
Waka waka, friend.
He goes, "That's right. All right. I've got some information for you. I'm still waiting on some details, but I think those ones are going to come up short. So I figured I'd hit you up straight away.
What you got for me,
Do you
friend?
signal this to everybody, or do you just take notes?
I'm gonna take notes and reiterate to the rest of the crowd. I don't want them to have to interact with my good friend.
Makes sense. So he says, all right, so I pinged that specific prison number, and nothing came up, which I thought was a little suspicious, but, I thought if that's the case, they're going to be running some heavy details, some kind of big deal operation, so I looked for odd unregistered train times, and I also looked for any transit orders, and I found that, a order was not redacted as it was supposed to be from the vault, as they're shipping several prisoners to the playground in Florida. The vault is a maximum security facility run by Lockheed Aerospace and Psychiatrics, as well as General Electric and Motors. The two of them have a joint operation out there. Something's fuzzy about it too. I get the feeling this doesn't seem like a typical prison setup in that it seemed like there were some heavy Department of Defense ties. I'm not sure exactly how to say that. It's just there were some names that I'm kind of familiar with. So there's the 43 Pennsylvania, Michigan to NYC, and then they're taking the 125 north to southeasterly NYC to Florida. The Pennsylvanian's going to get in at 10 p.m. Friday evening, and then at around 1 a.m., that's when the 125 north to southeasterly. Now, these aren't normal passenger trains. They refitted them, but they're still using these operating names in order to throw off people like me, but you're lucky I'm just that good. The detail's going to be pretty strict, but I'm still looking from the security side of things. All I know is that you're going to be, you're going to have a window right there in Penn Station, you mentioned. Right there, it's about 10 to 1. Also, that both trains are coming in on track 1, and they're departing on track 1, which I think is important, because going through some of the data, I believe that the NYPD LLC presents Lost and Found plus Security Center. It's located suspiciously over track 1 and 2. Now, from the outside, I wasn't able to get access to any blueprints. I think you'll need to talk to somebody with a few more security connects than me for that. But I got a real strong suspicion that there's some kind of direct route for this thing. I think it NYPD LLC or Lockhart, whoever's going to do it, I think that they're going to make an attempt to not let this person travel through Penn Station at all. Now, other than that, I can ping you basic security information about Penn Station. You know, if you want to go down to the track level, you need RFID tags that tag you as an employee, or you need to have a ticket. If you don't, it sends the whole system into lockdown. It's one of those, like, blame and shame programs, right? If the entire floor goes into lockdown, everyone gets pissed off. They shame the person who tried to go down into the track level, you know. But, hey, locking down the whole place, that could be quite a distraction.
And did we get an employee manifest for Lockhart security on this train?
I wasn't able to get that. It was hard enough even to get the train numbers. I think you'll need to talk to somebody with a few more connects directly in the security field. I tried to pull strings, but I couldn't. But I gotta say, I feel like I did a above and beyond job,
It's
Rizzo.
always fuzzy, and you'll be paid handsomely for your work.
All right. Well, I think for this one, I think we can talk the standard fee plus a generous bid on top of that.
We got plenty of bidders here, so you got it.
Sounds great. I'll be back with you if I hear back about any of those security contacts, but I don't foresee that happening.
Waka waka for now.
Waka waka. See you later, Muppet King. Any disconnects?
Guys, I got some info. We're going to be looking from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Friday night for the 43 Michigan train on track 1 coming in, going to Penn Station. Then, also leaving from track 1 at 1 a.m. is the 125 East, which is going to go from Penn Station, Florida. Now, the Lost and Found holding cell is right above track 1. It's probably going to be a direct route up, down, right into the train.
Well, that's where we get in with my boss, Salino. I also possibly could get us some blueprints. I got a friend over at the NYPD still, DB Lieutenant. Might be able to help us out with that.
Great. I couldn't get an employee manifest of who's going to be gotten. I don't know who's going to be on that first train. I do know that this might have ties to the Department of Defense and GE and a few other major corporations, so some discretion is probably best.
GEM. General
GEM.
Electric and Motors.
Gem.
Yes. All right.
Still don't know who the prisoner is, but we know where he's going to be.
Well, I hope I get a chance to possibly cast a death touch. That's been a while.
Well, that's dark as hell. You ready to kill?
Oh, not ready, but I could, if necessary.
You pulled up some information from the place. Would it be a good time to look at the maps?
Yeah, I mean, again, I just had a quick look around then, see where the main access points were. That track 1 info would have been useful, but I can have a look later.
All right. so let's pull up the main map. All right, so here we go. We can make this a little bigger, I suppose. Okay, so from here, this is of course the map file accessed by Dragovich, the public information. There are a lot of fun little factoids about the area. For example, there's a tidbit about how Madison Square Garden has for a long time, which is nearby Penn Station, of course. How Madison Square Garden has been a long time venue, but if you read here, it's been co-opted by Time Warner Disney and their newest augmented reality theme park. Which, let me just what's the name of that? Bugs Bunny and Mickey present the DC Marvel Cinematic Jonas Brothers experience. Meanwhile, Time Warner Disney is attempting to buy Madison Square Garden. However, negotiations haven't gone well, as Mayor Jake Paul did buy Madison Square Garden for the city and refuses to give it up to Time Warner Disney for any unreasonable fees.
He's unapologetic.
He's a real public servant.
Now, outside of that, what you also have is 1 and 2 Penn Plaza, 2 areas that have entrances directly into Penn Station. Here you can see a variety of the different entrances, but if we want to pin down, all the other floors are different layers on this, if you'd like to pin down through them.
Was that something we have access to?
You have access to all of these, so if you want to turn that one on, that one off, yeah, now you have. This is the main plaza level when you go inside. So it says upper level, but it's really more like this is the street level entrance. And from here you've got entrances several places, mostly from the street. But I listed up top, yeah, that. Sorry, give me one moment to pull this up. All right, so I mentioned up top, yeah, that there are primary entrance levels that contains automated ticketing and waiting area, as well as direct connections to the New Jersey Transit and the LIFPT, which is Long Island For-Profit Transit. Now, notable restaurants and attractions, Popovich Pierogies, Crepe and Vape, Juan's Tons, Dippin' Dots, Ice Cream of the Past, TGI Thursdays and the Weekend. That's a result of Good Friday and the Christian Coalition suing TGI Friday for being too close to the branding on Good Fridays, of course. We've got Butt Kiss Diner to Go, The Hut Locker, Pizza Hut and Foot Locker hybrid, and Nathan's Hot Dogs. There's also several Recharge, a Circuit City 2000, Vinny's Vodka, a Kmart, Bank of City Americhase, a Wells Fargo, and a Gordon's Carpet, which of course we all know Gordon's Carpet's all across the city. That is the easiest way to take out cartel coin and turn it into US dollars. You go and you ask for a carpet to be made, and then you ask for, can I get cash back? And the cash back comes in US dollars, of course.
It's amazing to me that the Hudson News has survived.
Oh, yes. I mean, it has a rival now in the East River gossip, but otherwise. And beyond that, there's Clubacella, which is another Dragovich discotheque located in. In fact, Clubacella is very popular. It became a thing where bridge and tunnel people would come into Penn Station just to go to Clubacella, just to go back to New Jersey.
Keep him in.
But this,
that's a little bit of a public service.
Yeah.
but what you've got here is also this is where the main waiting area is, and where all of the machines to buy tickets for New Jersey Transit, Long Island FPT, and Amtrak are on this level. So if you want to go to the next level. All right, so this is the next level. This is probably where you spent most of your time, Nick, wandering around. So this level also has other restaurants. I say on the bottom, notable attractions are NYPD LLC presents the Lost and Found and Security Office. Now, that is over in this region. We can click the other file to see more about that. But let's hold that for a second. This has access to the ACE 123 trains. The Schoolology Classroom 407 and public viewing room into that classroom are also here. That's these 2 spots on either side of the central concourse. There's also another Nathan's Hot Dogs down here. But
It's good to have 2.
Exactly, yes. So otherwise, this area also connects to... this area also has a connection to 1 Penn Plaza. But over onto this side, the exit concourse, that's where all of the elevators and stairways are down to the different tracks. And you have to take a different staircase to get down to each track, which you'll see if we now go to the next layer. So this level doesn't have that much information on it. It's basically just the Amtrak level, but you can see that there is no overt way, at least not through the public map, to connect to each track without going into the tracks themselves. Now, you, Nick, I'm guessing just based on the brevity of your time there, and you didn't buy a ticket, that you didn't go down to the track level.
No.
So there might be some way to connect the tracks, but according to this map, all the tracks are isolated, so you'll have to go down to the proper track. Now, track 1 and 2 are on the very bottom of the number of the track list.
Does NYPD LLC Presents Lost and Found actually act as Lost and Found in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, it does. They have a lot. In fact, can we click over to this other file, the second one here? All right, so this is the information you have access to. There is more to this office, obviously. As you can see, there's a door. This little black bar is a door in the back. But what you have here in the lobby in Lost and Found is a collection of security monitors, AI and personal viewed, up toward the top of the lobby area. And if you could hover your pen right over where that A is, that is the lobby where you come in. There's a bulletproof window where the Lost and Found sits. But the door just above that enters into like closed circuit TV and security camera area. But then there's a door past that goes into the wider security offices. But you guys do not have access to those files right now.
Okay, so that is. Now you mentioned that there was. So what's the NYPD Lost and Found? The
NYPD LLC.
Yeah, and that's so the holding. So it acts as a Lost and Found, and also it's got holding cells in another bit of it.
Presumably, it doesn't advertise that, but presumably, if they are holding somebody, you presume it would be in the Lost and Found security offices, because literally every other place is a classroom and a bunch of restaurants.
Yeah. Who do I mostly see walking in and out of that place?
Walking you see mostly no one. You see NYPD LLC officers coming out, but you don't really. You were there early in the day. You saw people coming out, looked like they were starting their shift. Maybe one officer going in. How long were you there?
I mean, I probably would have been there from around 7 a.m. to when the call came through.
Okay, so you were there for a while. So let's say one time you saw a middle-aged woman and their kid who was crying go in there. And they came out, and the little kid looked ecstatic and was carrying like a stuffed doll. But otherwise, the traffic was mostly a half dozen officers entering and exiting. But there are more than that walking around. You definitely see like every floor's got several officers, and more importantly than that, there are some Department of Defense anti-terrorist task force people that also walk around. Maybe one or two you saw with these jackets.
Is that something out of noted, or is that something that's background? Like walking around sort of the US, so occasionally you get taken aback by the fact that cops here are armed if you don't come from the US.
Sure.
Would it be something like this, going like, oh, I wonder what they're doing here? Or is it like, oh, it's a central transport hub, you always have some
Yes,
DOD...
it's a central hand transport hub. You've got these anti-terrorist task force people that just kind of like sit around the corners, they've got their hands on guns out. And they're usually isolated from the NYPD LLC folks who are kind of like wandering around in small groups of 3, kind of looking around and stuff, and who are also then separated from the Amtrak employees taking tickets, of which there are very few nowadays, which are then separated from the cleaning staff, which is Hank Suggs is the cleaning staff.
Do I see any of the DOD people go in and out of that?
You saw 2 people coming out at the beginning of the day, but then otherwise, no.
Yeah.
And I would say you saw maybe 4 or 5 DOD people across the entire station.
Okay.
They're not. Their numbers are not. Their presence is known, but they're not a large quantity. The other thing you would also notice is that there are drones. They're pretty nondescript, but there are aerial drones. These drones kind of go through, sort of with lights looking everywhere, but they also are playing a little "get out of the way" sound as they move through, drawing attention to themselves, and people have to part way for the drone that should be hovering high overhead. Now in the concourse area, that's not as much the case. That is the information that you guys have at this moment. There is more information you can get, obviously, but yeah, you didn't. That's what you have. Yes, Mother Sary.
I have a question about how one of my spells could possibly be helpful here.
Sure.
I have Detect Individual, and I thought that lets me detect presence of people in a space, but it's a touch spell. So I'm sorry to interrupt, but can I learn how detect individual works?
Absolutely. Here's
Can I read this to you guys? I think it might be useful for people because we are going to be detecting an individual on this run. So the subject can detect which is somebody that I am touching, whether it's me, you, can detect the presence of a particular individual anywhere within the range of the sense, which is touch. That's confusing.
Any material components to this?
I have all my.
No, the
stuff.
range it'll say. The range is, I think, is the force power you have meters.
Got it. Okay. You need to specify the individual during casting. So whenever I touch, I need to specify who it's detecting, someone you know or at least have met in the past. So I have to, if I want to detect a person, we have to have made contact with them.
Right.
Can't detect that.
I think I would
just
say.
detect that person,
I would say for you, if you can get access to a complex file of the person where you feel like you have an understanding of who
know
they
them.
are, I would allow you to know them. Yeah.
Awesome.
But you'll have to get that information.
We'd have to get that information, so consider that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what's the plan now?
So, I mentioned I had a bit of a recce of pen. That additional information we just got is really useful. Might have to have another look around. But one thing that kind of struck me is we have a variety of different security forces going to be involved here. And none of whom should be that open to shooting each other for various reasons. Where shooting each other would lead to trouble. So, in terms of numbers, the fewest numbers probably either the DoD lot or Lockhart.
Yeah, you saw no Lockhart people there
because,
today.
But we know that they'll be turning up. So if we could procure some uniforms of, I'd say prefer the DoD people because the NYPD people are likely to know each other very well.
Okay, so you want to get access to some uniforms.
Yeah, I think that would help. It certainly would give people a bit of a pause.
Okay.
And then we could probably find some sort of excuse to get into the lockup, into the lost and found.
Well, my idea with that was if my good friend Rizzo here could create, and you'll have to forgive me for not understanding the doohickeys. I'm not as intelligent.
Just tell me
as
what you want me to do.
Well, we need to make it look real. That Salino has contact with this prisoner. I mean, Lockhart, they might... I got some people on it who may be able to figure out who this man is so we can make it more real, but we need to come up with some way besides him walking down there. And don't get me wrong, the man is a bull. He will get himself in that room as best he could, but I don't think Lockhart's going to roll over too easy. Now, I can maybe get some NYPD LLC to help us. If nothing else, I can definitely let us know for my friend if there's any other way into the NYPD presents the lost and found.
You can astrally project into technology, as it were.
That's one way of putting it, yeah.
Can you do this to the NYPD LLC?
Yeah, I can forge some email correspondence. I can establish security clearance for our good friend, the lawyer.
But you've got to do it with Lockhart.
You just give me a computer, I can make sure it happens.
Am I right in that? We have to do it with Lockhart. Because Lockhart's the people controlling the prisoner, not the NYPD.
It depends on what you want to do.
I would say this just a little bit, something you might know, is that these are hardened security. These might be hardened security computers where you might need to be able to actually have access and connect to them directly. You might not be able to do it remotely. That's something you might know.
Access.
Oh, absolutely.
From any professional. I would just need to have a quick tour of Penn Station before the night of Friday.
Well, that's going to have to be...
That'd be great.
Right now, huh?
Yeah, no, sorry, just quick thing. Danny, you do know we want to kill this bloke, right? Or lass.
Well, I'm not doing it.
I know you're not doing it. Well,
This one says she wants
Says
to do it.
the
Death touch.
Russo Corp representative for the group that
Yeah.
we were hired to kill this man.
Well, and my good
Is this
friend
a
Selena
test?
Selena will find justice for this poor man.
What I'm saying is...
Lockhart got him killed. That's a wrongful termination suit right there.
Yeah, no, precisely.
Terminator.
That's the thing, so... What?
That's justice.
Now, you're putting somebody you know, right in the middle of this, and he doesn't have a clue.
Oh, he'll be fine.
Okay. So what role exactly do you want him to play? Do you want, because the thing is, do you want him to him to get us all the way to the prisoner?
I think it's our best. I mean, it's a play. We don't have to, but I think it is a play.
The problem is, like, we don't want him to be one of the last people to let you see the prisoner alive, right? That would be a bad play for him.
Well, no, because if we can make it look like Lockhart Security did it. We could have our mother Sary here somehow with him perform the thing. It's any number of things we could come up with.
I can perform many things. Just ask.
I will say he is very scared of gingerbread men. Can you conjure things like that?
Is this for real?
Yeah, he finds them creepy.
No.
You're gonna eat a tiny man?
You're insulting me.
One of the things, perhaps, I mean, you say that you could hex people.
Oh yes, mind probe them.
Yeah.
Make them sense pain. Create barriers to their brains. Become invisible. Shoot them with powerful, damaging forces of psychic energy.
And your gun.
And my big gun.
Yeah. Is there a way for you to kill someone remotely?
If I can see them. Yes, I can cybolt them.
Okay, yeah, but that's... Yeah, I meant more like placing a hex or curse.
Okay, so death touch is touch. I have to touch them.
So one thing you could do is if you had access to a body part, a hair, or something, you could attempt to perform a ritual to injure them remotely, but you need access to some tie to them, and the better the access, the better it'd be. Like if you had a full DNA suite, you could do that ritual and it'd be amazing.
I explain this. It is possible
but
that a DNA sample could be in the archives.
Look.
But you need but also like people could ward for that too. So it's not foolproof. If somebody was
If they were super magical.
Or if people were putting up defenses.
Yes,
about
which
that.
this place, I mean, like, Lockhart probably has really, really strong magic defenses, so, like, I doubt I could be even able to, like, invis in there.
But you could do that to anybody. Any spell you have, you can cast to somebody remotely across the space if you, like, if you perform it as a ritual. And you have, instead of having line of sight, you have their hair and a possession of theirs. And obviously the closer it is, the better.
I explained this.
So another possibility would be to say a bit riskier in a certain respect. Would be to gain access to the boat. Find a pretext to take a DNA sample, like a blood sample, and say we're going to try and get you out of there. We want to prove that you've been victimized. We want to prove that you exist and that you're being held here against your will, that you're not a nobody. And then, get the materials, get out, prep the ritual, wait until they try and move him again, because that's likely where the psychic defenses are going to be the lowest, because static ones are easier to engineer than movable ones. So then,
Death touch from afar.
and then at around 1 a.m. if we can make sure we spot them as they do the movement, we try and scrag him then.
I like this plan. It sounds like we need to.
We might want to be there ready to disrupt them a bit as well, just to make sure, in case they do have a movable screen. But certainly it's going to be the time where the issue is they'll be at the highest alert, because they'll know they'll be at the most vulnerable. But it also is when they're at the most vulnerable.
What's our break glass in case of emergency protocol? Say the ward doesn't work. I already took Dragovich's money. So if he don't die, it's not going to be too good for good old Dang here. Or
sounds
you,
like a personal problem.
Or you, my friend.
I
You
took
also
half.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of complications could come up?
You ever failed on a job? You want your reputation, Mr. Rizzo, to go down the drain?
My reputation is going to be fine no matter what happens tonight, or tomorrow night, or the night after.
Now that is one approach. But as mentioned, it puts our killing time at more or less the last possible moment we have in that window of opportunity.
Do we have?
So there is very little way of backup.
do
We might have to jump onto the train as it leaves the station and
Look.
fight on the train.
If everything goes wrong, we hack the system, we put the whole station on lockdown, make sure no trains go anywhere, and we
Yeah.
just start killing everyone.
Like go into, like, have a bunch of people go into
And that's
the...
gonna be, if you want it to be done, that's how it's gonna be done.
That seems a little far, but yeah, all right. Why not? Let's walk through.
Some
it.
of us
Let's
have
walk
a
through
reputation.
another one. You're quite
Some of
alive.
us could have a reputation after Friday night.
You ain't talking about dear old Dang, are you? Everybody knows Dang Rusty. You're a pretty live fellow, aren't you? A little escape artistry.
Yeah.
Is it possible that us having access to the room, we can put a cam on Salino so you would have a view into it? Is then we could possibly find like a vent system or a different way in which you could get into the room with him and kill him and sneak out.
Possible. But again, I'd be surprised if they had left enough space for that kind of physical access. I'm pretty good, but I'm not.
Well, attorney-client privilege does stipulate that they need to have utter privacy.
Do you believe
if
that?
I may, we might need to find out more information about who this person is before we figure out how to put Salino in the room with him. Like, or any of us in the room with him, perhaps.
Well, we could take a tour if you'd like, Rizzo.
I mean, I think if we went today and said we lost something, we would at least have access to the room and we could start doing some of our initial investigations and setup. Now, if we do have this camera system going, if Salino can look at his ID to verify his identity, then we can do more investigations on the backside to see what we want to do with our friend.
The other thing I just want to mention is that if it operates as a lost and found, it's a golden opportunity to get some hardware in there.
Agree?
So if you've got any remote monitoring or some unobtrusive sort of flashbangs, such explosives that would probably pass a cursory scan.
I can
we
set
could
up
get in there.
a laser microphone. I can do some card reading.
No, none of that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you don't have any equipment like I think what you're talking about. Something that would do I think what you're trying to do.
So there are two things. A, we could just monitor the inside, just like okay, what are they talking about? Is there anything useful that we can find out from the general conversation? And B, again, if we got a flashbang in there or something, at the last resort, we could make go bang to create a distraction.
Oh, I can
So
create
you-
a distraction with the illusion of swarming insects.
Yeah, but we can probably make that go bang when we're not there, whereas you need to be there, right?
I can line of sight it.
Is there a way we could do like a pinch? We could black out the power for a period of time if need be,
That'd be useful.
With
while
that,
Salino's
perhaps?
in the room.
We could try that. I could either attempt to overload the system or just cut
Anyway.
off the power for the entire building.
Anyway, I think that if we want, it'd be easier for all of us if he wasn't killed with Salino present or like on the premises. I think it'd be useful for him. If Salino can get us physical access to do some other shit, that'd be great. Or a distraction, for that matter.
All right. I can also see. I'm
No.
going to check in with Salino a bit and see if you got any information on who our friend is in a little bit. Give him a little bit more time, but
Now,
Yeah.
there's only one security office in the whole station, right?
Yes.
So, I could also have my driver cause some kind of an accident outside, bring attention away from what's going on in the building.
Yeah. One more thing. You mentioned you got mates at the NYPD, right?
that is affirmative.
Yeah. I mean, just ask them if hey, look, if you work in Lost and Found, I mean, do you know like when you commuting in, do you have a handy way to get to work?
Let's get investigating.
Yeah, I think you guys have like a couple of different options here for a plan. I think you have one like strong idea, and now kind of like there's a lot of ancillary
Yeah. And
like backup ideas getting thrown about. Let's move into like moving connections if you guys feel.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get a map of the Lost and Found. That would be absolutely No, the interior map of the Lost and Found.
Oh, is this not an interior?
No.
No, go to the. Well, this is of the lower floor, but go to the other. Click the other one. So what you don't have is
We need to
you
see if
only
there's
have
a
access to the
connection.
first area of the Lost and Found. There's an entire
secret area.
room that you do not have access to right now.
There's,
Well, I'll see what I can. And Rizzo, would you like
but
to?
again, like, if there is a vent that I should be able to make it through, just again, it's useful to me.
Because
For sure.
there's probably some formal usable connection between the Lost and Found and the train track.
Rizzo, if I can get you into the Lost and Found for a tour, you think you can pull all that?
Yeah,
Well,
you can trust me.
Sneakers.
Okay.
Let's work together on this one.
So that's the plan.
I wink and my
I
canine
love-
twinkles out.
I'm very into this motif you got going on.
So do you two head over there right now?
We're gonna go. You want to take my ride?
Let's get in it.
Are you contacting your?
I'm contacting on the way. I'm a Motorola Razor. I'm gonna call my good friend Lieutenant DB and see if he can get me a little tour scheduled.
Oh right. So Ethan, looking pale, goes, "I'm sorry, sir. I think that I put a scratch in your car, but I can't tell because there were so many scratches in your car, and I know you
Show me.
said that
Show me where it is on the tomato.
Okay. They walk you outside.
God dang it, boy!
They walk you outside to your car, which is now properly parked, very cleanly parked. Not like one of those dive into a parallel parking space front forward and then just however it lands, that's how it lands, and you get out of the car kind of thing
Can
that
you
you do.
even get it out when parked that way?
Well, we are gonna roll to see.
So, but it's a nice park job, and he points just to a door that is just gouged and scarred in so many different ways.
I roll investigate.
Okay, yeah.
I get down. I get down because I'm trying to find the exact. Which one, son? Which one are you specifically talking about?
I'm not sure. I feel like I heard a scraping noise, and then let's see what you get.
Where is investigate? Is it
Research/investigate is under
Oh, there we go.
mental.
Sorry. God dang it, boy! I rolled one success.
You find no evidence of a new scratch. These all look old, and each one tells a story of an adventure of Dangos.
Yeah, well, I stand back up, I clap Ethan on the shoulder, and I say, "Son, it's all good. That's. There's no fresh scratches. You did a tip-top job, and I tell you what. Here's a nickel."
He grabs the nickel. He goes, "Thank you."
Do they even have nickels in 2070?
I mean, no, they're not legal tender anymore. It's more
Yeah.
like of an oddity
A
and
token.
a token. Yeah,
Maybe
A
he's
token of my gratitude.
Yeah.
yeah. It's an empty gesture,
Yeah.
literally an empty gesture. So you two hop in your car.
Well, I crawl through the window and then unlock the door from the inside so that my friend can get in.
Did we all get in?
No, it's only two-seater,
It's a two-seater.
and they're going over
We
there
lost
now.
something.
Wait, well, we don't have any other. Oh, so we're gonna do other stuff.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. But yeah, let's have this conversation with DB.
All right, so I ring up. I'm a Motorola Lieutenant DB of the NYPD LLC.
All right.
Bring, banana phone.
Yeah. Oh, this is David.
Oh, hey, is that you, Dollbanger?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh, no.
Is this sorry, I got a new phone. Who's this?
Oh, it's Dang. Come on, you don't recognize me? It's Dang.
Oh dang. Hey man, how you doing, Dang?
I'm good, Dollbanger. How are you? You all right? You sound a little sleepy.
Sorry, I just ate a lot of spaghetti
Oh.
and I'm out of breath. But
how's the wife?
how's the wife? Well, she's plugged in and charging right now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thank you. We've things are going great. She got a new paint job.
Yeah, she
earlier
cooked you
this
that
evening.
spaghetti.
Very funny. People find that offensive. These doll marriages are just as real as every other kind of marriage, and I just need to point that out that it's kind of offensive to make these, but obviously she can't make the spaghetti.
All right.
But she
all
looks
right.
real good while
Okay,
I was
DB.
making it.
Yeah, that's good, DB. Your asthma all right?
I don't have asthma. I just ate a lot of spaghetti. I don't like these jokes.
I'm just curious. I just want to make sure you're okay. Hey, I need a favor.
Well, anything for you, man. I just gotta say, the way they cut you loose, it still butters my biscuits.
You know?
It's how I feel. People like you, you're good people. People with good sense of humor. And sadly, freedom of speech just isn't respected the way it used to be. You can't make jokes like you used to be.
Telling me, Dollbanger.
That's exactly right.
Preaching to the choir.
You could call me
This
Dave. By the way, the dollbanger thing is something I also am not that into these days.
Oh my
Oh,
I do that, but it's
oh,
not
Dave,
all
what
of
happened to
me.
freedom of speech?
I only feel that way when my freedom of speech. Anyway, what are you calling me about? I care more about it on a personal level, not on a principle level.
All right. DB, so I got a friend who is just really into Lost and Founds, and he was wondering if we could maybe just get a tour of
Like he has a
the
blog.
presentation that you guys put on at Penn Station.
You want a tour of the Penn Station Lost and Found?
Yeah, the one that you present. I tell you, my friend, it's his birthday. It's his Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm his sponsor. This is the only thing in the
about
world
the
that he
hand?
wants.
This is
He's got
wildly
horrible
inappropriate.
cancer.
Oh, this is wildly inappropriate.
Can you roll? Can you roll?
I am just a man
dis-
of particular peculiarities.
Give me your deception plus charm plus your loyalty rating.
And a proclivity for the lost and the found. That's all I want to see.
There's beauty.
Sorry,
There's
so
nothing
it's,
wrong
charm-
with what
charm?
I enjoy in life.
I got it.
Plus
What's
deception
your
plus
loyalty?
your loyalty.
I
he's
love
a
a found
6.
object.
I love a found object.
Oh, he's gonna love this then. Yeah.
Like
go
that
for
one
it.
All-American Reject
I mean,
video.
I could easily do. This is under duress, though, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Give me what's his connection?
6.
All right. Cool. Damn. 6'6".
Almost.
The devil.
Well, he is like the only one who'd really stand up for him when the world was against him.
Yeah.
3 successes.
He goes, well, if your friend's a cancer guy, I've got a lot of sympathy for that. So, I guess, to be real, it is one of the most impressive Lost and Founds in the city. It was one of the original archetypal ones, and, that's why a lot of people that go to work there, it's considered kind of like a pleasure and pain kind of thing, right? Like, if you're young, you want to rise up the rank, well, they put you there as a punishment. But if you're, like, old and you want, like, a nice time just dealing with, like, old people who lose things, well, in that case, it's a plum gig. And great hardware that's well equipped, being one of those, like, transit places. So it's one of those places where you get to see all sorts of lost things, a lot of dildos no one picks up.
Sure.
And I'll see what I can do, but if I can get you a tour of the armory, you'll see some powerful hardware. Because, the whole thing that ever since 9/11/2, they definitely, absolutely have needed to re-equip themselves and re-outfit their drone program. So maybe we could see some of those fighting powerful robots. What, like the Transformers from the world-famous Michael Bay flicks.
Oh, I'm more of a fan of the Transmorphers myself. I thought those B movies were great. But yeah,
You always were a hipster, dang. You always were a hipster.
Oh, come on, DB.
And then you hear in the background, you hear, Master, I have awoken. And he goes, oh, my wife's woken up. And he says, oh, if only you were on face cam, I have to swing it over. She's waving right now. Well, if she could wave. You know how it is. Well, dang, I better go tend to her needs.
All right, you bang her good, doll banger.
Well, I carbo loaded up real strong, so I'm ready to go.
All
I'm
right.
ready to go, dang. All right. Let me just get one more bite. All right, wish me luck. I'm going in.
Good luck, Rick Dollbanger.
You should
Good luck,
come by
Rick.
sometime and have a hot dog with me in the precinct.
I would love that.
Excellent, wonderful. Disconnects. Can you give me a loyalty plus connection roll of that individual? I should have had you do it last time.
I will say,
Is it
he
just
calls
that?
me a rat, but that was disgusting. You
Loyalty
talk
plus
to your
connection.
friend that way?
Hey, Rizzo, the world takes all types, my friend.
There's a
He always
convenient
says
excuse you keep saying.
Life is a rich tapestry, a tapestry of pain.
No successes.
You got no successes.
It's a
I touch you, it's
6-6.
cold.
Damn. You want to roll luck on that?
Can you kill me?
Yeah.
Very
yes.
cold.
All right.
You're
Look, I
lucky.
just re-roll from the pool, right?
No, you add an additional luck rating dice. Edge in 5e.
And it's the okay, cool.
So you roll your entire pool, and you just erase one of your dots. And these ones explode. So every 6 you get, you can re-roll.
Cool. I had a 6, and then I hit the paper and flipped over, but it was 4 6s.
Was it? It was 4 6s?
Yeah, you saw
That's-
it. Right? You saw
Okay,
you saw
that's
That's why I
I
laughed.
know. I heard that. That's wild. All right.
Cool, that was worth it. I got 5 successes.
All right, you got 5 successes. All right, so you've got 5 successes on this tour for your cancer-ridden friend to visit the Lost and Found.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
You're driving your way just across town to Penn Station. Meanwhile, I'm not sure exactly what Mother Sary and Nick are doing, but we'll come back to that. Let's take a quick break. We'll try to be back in 10 minutes.
Yay.
Let's go to that.
Does anybody want instant coffee?